Good morning, grade 5. Welcome back to the English class. Today, let's hear the story of a poor woodcutter, how he finds treasure and becomes rich in the most surprising way. Let's hear the story of Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. All of you please take your English workbook and turn to page number 34. Let's hear the story. Please listen carefully. Long, long ago, in the city of Baghdad, there lived a woodcutter. His name was Ali Baba. So, the story is taking place in Baghdad, which is the capital of Iraq, and it is one of the largest cities of the Arab world. And there was a poor woodcutter living in Baghdad, and his name was Ali Baba. He was happy with the little that he had. Every day, he would go to the forest to collect firewood. So, even though he was very poor, he was happy with what he had. And how would he earn money? He would go to forest every day to collect firewood. Then, he would come to the city to sell the firewood, and that's how he earned money. So, every day, he would go to the forest to collect firewood. He would then sell it in the market. He was very hardworking indeed. Then let's see what happened one day. One day, when Ali Baba went to the forest, he heard voices. He quickly hid behind some tall trees, and what did he see? See, one day he was collecting firewood from the forest and he hears these voices. And what are these voices? He got curious, and what he did? He hid behind some trees to see what is happening. And what he saw? He saw a group of 40 men on horses riding towards a cave. So what was the sight that he saw? He saw a group of 40 men on horses and they were riding towards a cave. He realized that they were a gang of thieves. So who were these 40 men on horses? They were all thieves and they were riding on these horses towards a cave. They were carrying treasures that they had looted and were going to hide them in a secret cave. So it seemed that these thieves had made a fortune looting treasures from somewhere, and they were going to this cave to hide these treasures inside the cave. So seeing this, what was his first thought? What was Ali Baba's first thought? He thought, let me follow them, thought Ali Baba. He followed them secretly. What did he see? So these men were on horses riding towards a cave, and Ali Baba sees them and he decides to follow these thieves. And when he followed them secretly, what did he see? The leader of the gang stopped in front of a cave, hidden by lots of trees and bushes. He got down from his horse and shouted, "Open, Sim Sim," 3 times. Lo and behold, the door of the cave opened. So what happened? Ali Baba secretly followed these thieves to the cave. And he sees this cave which was in the middle of the forest. And when they reached the cave, when the thieves reached the cave, in front of the cave, the leader of the gang got down from the horse and looking at this cave, he said some magic words. He said the words "Open, Sim Sim" 3 times. So he said like "Open, Sim Sim, open, Sim Sim, open, Sim Sim." And then what happened? The cave opened. The door of the cave opened. Ali Baba was so surprised to see this sight. Then what happened next? All the 40 thieves entered the cave with their sacks full of gold coins. The leader now shouted, "Close, Sim Sim," 3 times, and the door closed. So what happened? When Ali Baba was looking, he saw the leader of the gang getting down from the horse. He says these magic words, the cave door opens and all these thieves go inside the cave to keep their treasures there. And when all of them entered the cave, the leader again shouted, "Close, Sim Sim, close, Sim Sim, close, Sim Sim." He said the magic words "Close, Sim Sim" 3 times and the cave door closed. So what happened next? Ali Baba's curiosity knew no bounds. He got very curious. He wanted to know what was inside the cave. So he waited. Seconds turned to minutes, minutes to hours. Still he waited. So he got so curious to know what is inside this cave. So he waited there for all the thieves to come out. He waited for such a long time that minutes turned to hours. He waited there for hours for the thieves to come out. So after a long time, the thieves came out. All 40 of them looking happy. So after a few hours, all of the thieves came out of the cave. Then, "We have done a good job today," they were heard saying. So when all the thieves came out from the cave, the leader of the thieves, the leader of the gang, is telling them that we have done a good job today, that they have got a good treasure today. Now, let's see what happened next. Soon they were off on their horses ready for another adventure. So once the business is done, they all got on their horses and went for another adventure. Then Ali Baba thought, now that they are gone, let me see what's inside the cave. So now all the thieves are gone. So Ali Baba has decided to go inside the cave and see what is there. So quietly he went up to the entrance of the cave and shouted the magical words thrice, as the leader of the gang had done. So just like the gang leader had done, Ali Baba goes and stands in front of this cave and he says these magical words 3 times to open the cave door. And which were these words? Open, Sim Sim. So he says open Sim Sim 3 times and then the door slid open. Ali Baba entered and to his amazement found that it was full of shiny gold coins. So what did he see inside the cave? To his amusement, he was so surprised to see this. He sees these shiny gold coins inside this cave. He thought to himself, let me pick up some gold coins and go home. So what was his thought? So when he saw these gold coins there, which were in plenty, he thinks that he will take some of these gold coins and then he'll go home. And he believed that will make my life a little better. So he was a poor woodcutter who struggled a lot to meet his daily needs. So when he saw these gold coins, he decides that he'll take a few of the gold coins from there and then it will make his life a little better, which means he can sell these gold coins and get some money from it. He quickly filled a small pot with gold coins and left the cave. So what did he do? He filled a small pot with gold coins and left the cave. So before leaving, he said the magical words, close Sim Sim, thrice and headed home happily. So he filled up a small pot with gold coins from the cave and then before leaving, he stood in front of the cave and said the magical words to close the cave door. And which were those magical words? Close Sim Sim. He said these magical words 3 times and then the cave door closed. And then he headed home happily and lived happily ever after. So children, I hope you enjoyed the story. So you have to go through the story once again. That's all for today. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, bye.